In early March of 2020, a quiet man named Simon Keller drove alone from Colorado to Idaho to attend his cousin's wedding. He wasn't a man of many adventures, more of a quiet living, rule-following type. A civil engineer, 34 years old, lived alone and only took trips when he absolutely had to. He preferred structure. He trusted systems, especially his GPS. That night, after stopping at a gas station outside Boise, Simon entered the address of the hotel into his navigation app and began driving. It was late, cold. A thick fog had rolled over the highway, and he was growing tired. The GPS told him to take a left down a service road just past the highway exit. He obeyed. The road narrowed almost immediately, becoming more of a dirt path than anything paved. The further he went, the fewer signs he saw. No houses, no traffic. Just tree stands, thin-armed pine trees rising like bars on either side. The headlights revealed a tangle of shrubs and mist. Still, the voice on his phone calmly directed him forward. Continue for 6.4 miles. The radio began crackling with static. His reception dropped. He didn't panic. The GPS had never failed him before. So he continued. Half an hour later, Simon realized something was wrong. He hadn't seen a single landmark. The road was barely a road anymore, just two faint ruts in the dirt. He stopped the car, looked around, and noticed something strange. It wasn't fog. The air around him looked like it was moving, almost like smoke. He turned the car around. The GPS rerouted instantly. Continue for 2.1 miles. This time, it led him down an even thinner trail, this one wrapped with thin tree limbs, low branches scraping the sides of his car. He followed it for a mile before his headlights caught something up ahead. A man, standing in the middle of the trail. Simon hit the brakes, heart jumping. The man was motionless, facing away, wearing a dark hoodie and jeans. No flashlight, no phone. Just standing in the middle of nowhere, Simon honked. The man didn't move. Suddenly, the GPS updated again, recalculating. Turn right. There was no right turn, just more trees. Simon stared at the screen, confused, then back up at the man. He had vanished. Not walked away, just gone. Simon panicked. He shifted into reverse, but the car wouldn't move. The wheels spun, digging deeper into the soft dirt. He got out to check the tires. That's when he noticed it. The footprints. There were dozens of them. Not his. Not from the man on the road. Child-sized prints, barefoot, circling the vehicle. Deep, fresh, and leading off into the woods. He got back in the car, locked the doors, and called 911. To his relief, he had just enough signal to connect. The dispatcher answered calmly, listened, and told him to stay put. Help would be sent. Then she asked him to describe his surroundings. Simon gave her everything he could. Trees, fog, dirt road, and a nearby mile marker. Silence. Then the dispatcher asked a strange question. Sir, are you using a GPS right now? Simon hesitated. Yes. Another pause. The dispatcher said carefully, please turn it off immediately. Simon was confused, but he obeyed. As soon as the GPS app closed, the screen went black. No light, no backlight, nothing. Then his headlights died, and for a few terrifying moments, Simon sat alone in total darkness, then bright lights. Headlights from another vehicle. A park ranger truck appeared through the trees, followed by a second patrol car. The officers got out quickly, flashlights scanning the area. They were real. They approached him, confirmed his name, and brought him back to the main road. Simon was safe, but when they returned to where his car had been, the vehicle was gone, not stolen, not dragged away, gone, as if it had never been there. And even stranger, there was no road, no tire marks, no ruts in the dirt, just untouched forest. Later that night, back at the ranger station, one of the officers told Simon a story. Years ago, the area had been a route for illegal dumping, animal poaching, and in one confirmed case, human trafficking. Several people had disappeared along that stretch between 2002 and 2010. It had been cleaned up and closed to the public, but every so often, someone still wound up there. Most of the time, the officer said, it's because of the same thing. You had some third-party navigation app with unverified shortcuts. Usually not a big deal. But sometimes the GPS leads them down a road that doesn't show up on our maps. That's when we worry. Simon asked what happens to the others who went missing. The officer hesitated. Some get found, but not all. One guy turned up in another state 2 months later with no memory of how he got there. Another left a voicemail that played on a loop. It was just screaming. Simon left Idaho the next morning, took the highway the entire way home. Never used GPS again. To this day, he carries printed maps in his glove compartment. He's never spoken publicly about what happened, but according to a tech blog in 2023, a rogue GPS file called Quickest Route Beta was found embedded in dozens of cheap navigation apps. It has no listed developer. No company claims responsibility. It reroutes at random and always around 2 or 3 a.m. The file can't be deleted, only replaced. It's been banned from most mainstream app stores, but it still exists. If your GPS ever reroutes you to a trail that doesn't show up on satellite view, if your road gets quieter, foggier, wrong, don't keep driving, turn around. Because not everyone who follows that road gets a second chance.